today on Trisha. This is Kyoka. Kyoka has come here today, desperate to find out who her father is. Over 30 years ago, around the time she got pregnant, her mother, Lillian, had sex with 2 men. This man, Tony, who Kyoka has always believed is her father, and this man, Brian. Now, here's the twist. Tony and Brian are brothers. Next to Kyoka is Tonya, who she has always known as her sister. But after today's DNA results, could they actually be cousins? Let's welcome Kyoka and Tonya. So, Kyoka, what do you call each other? Sisters? Cousins?
Sister cuz.
Sister cuz. I mean, people are laughing. It's because you genuinely don't know.
Right, correct.
So, who's older sister?
Me, she's
your
older.
older sister. Okay. Who were you always told was your dad?
Tony.
Who were you told was your dad growing up?
Tony for 15 years, then another man for a couple more years, then Brian for a couple more years.
So, hang on. So, first you're told it's Tony. How were you told it was another guy? How'd that come about?
My mother's skeletons keep falling out the closet at my expense.
When you say her skeletons, what kind of life was she leading?
My mother is a whore.
So you were told that Tony was your dad?
Yeah.
He was in your life?
No.
At all?
No.
How many times did you see him?
Twice that I remember.
So the last time you actually laid eyes on him
I
was
was
when...
27.
You were 27, you're now...
37.
Meanwhile, Kyoka, you don't know who your father is, because first it was this...
First it was Tony.
Tony.
Then
you're
someone
told...
else.
And then who did you think last is your father?
Brian is the last candidate.
Tony's brother? Yes. And when did your mother tell you about that? Did she just volunteer that?
No, Brian actually called me when the man who raised me died. Brian called me and he let me know, you know, he had been sleeping with my mom back then.
Whoa, they're brothers?
Right.
So they were both sleeping with your mum at the same time?
At the same damn time.
What do you want to get out of today?
I want to put an end to this misery. I mean, the man who raised me, I was satisfied with. Until he passed away, I didn't even really imagine that I would care. I'm not the caring type. I consider myself not the caring type because I was raised by wolves, you know, so...
Raised by wolves?
That's a saying, like when you have to feed yourself and bathe yourself and clothe yourself and love yourself.
Hang on, where was your mum? Lillian was in all of this.
Maybe you could tell me.
What kind of relationship do you have with Lillian?
I don't like her.
Why not?
Because she won't be honest to save her life. And she's
about who your dad is?
About who my dad is.
What does she say her relationship with Brian was? So she's saying she had a relationship with the 2 guys?
No, anytime my mother get caught in something, she cry wolf.
What was your childhood like?
I could say that my mother was present in our lives, and to her, that was the best she can do.
Was it a happy childhood?
No. Absolutely not.
Did you ever go hungry?
Of course.
Were you beaten?
We were beaten. We were abused by her significant others. We were treated like excuse me. We lived in every shelter in Hartford to the point where we started calling one of the coordinators grandma.
Who do you want your father to be, Kyoka?
I would choose Brian.
You choose Brian. You have a relationship with Brian?
I love him.
You love him?
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Tonya? You're absolutely 100% sure that Tony's your dad?
Yeah, in my heart.
What are you going to do if I don't know what the DNA results will be, but what are you going to do if the men you think are your dads aren't?
I don't know, because I never even had that cross my mind. To me, I never had a father figure, so it is what it is.
Now, your mother, I understand, your mother, Lillian, had a lot to say. So let's hear her version of what she believes is the truth.
My daughters, Tanya and Kyoka, are demanding to find out who their father is, and I am pissed. Why do they care now? It's been over 30 damn years. I raised my girls as a single mother. We didn't need to lose their fathers then, and we don't need them now. I am 100% sure that Tony is Tanya's father. but I will admit that I am not sure who Keoka's father is. Yes, I did sleep with two brothers, Tony and Brian. Tony and Brian was never there for my daughters. Both of them were deadbeat dads, and I wish they would get the hell out of our lives. I don't know why my daughters are claiming that I was such a liar and a bad mother, but I've done nothing but my best. They need to get over it and move the hell on.
Well, let's welcome Lillian. Let's welcome Lillian. This is Keoka and Tonya's mother. Let's welcome Lillian. Lillian, you look angry.
I am angry.
What are you angry?
I'm angry because my daughter's sitting here lying. A whore is someone who sleeps with every man and woman. She does. Okay? A mother doesn't raise their kids. I raised my kids to my best ability. We're gonna bring everything out.
With your snagger-tooth ass.
That's all right.
Let's get this straight. The moment
you better sit her down.
What do you deal with this, sweetheart?
You mad because I'm telling the truth.
I'm mad because you don't know who my father is. And instead of admitting it,
you're damn right. Get out of my face.
You're horrible.
You horrible. You better get out.
Horrible.
Okay,
Do it
calm
from
down.
your seat, honey. Do it from your seat.
All right. Let me just get my...
No, I get why you feel like that, okay?
Okay, got it.
Okay?
I got it.
All right.
I got it.
All right, hold on. There's a lot of feeling there. You say you did the best you did as
I
a
raised
mother?
my kids single mother.
Yeah, I
by
hear what you... Hang on
myself.
just a minute, Lily.
5 of them.
But you said you did the best you could. Did that involve beating them? Did it involve them not being fed? Did
My
it...
kids was always fed.
We did not have a good childhood. We did not. And when it was just my mother and us, I don't have a bad memory. When it was the men she chose, it was
What did the men do to
absolutely
you?
beat us, touched us mentally, physically. It was terrible.
Well, I never knew nothing about
It was...
About you being touched. By who?
It was terrible. He would do simple things like pinch my boob. Your is growing. He was terrible. He was terrible. He was her terrible choice for us.
It was.
And at some point, you say, I apologize. There's no but with an apology. There's no excuse with an apology. There's no, okay, it wasn't that bad.
And I never said it wasn't bad.
You can't say to somebody, okay, you're hurting, and I can see it's hurting you 40 damn years later, it's hurting you.
Okay, let's talk about Brian and Tony.
Okay, let's talk about it.
How old were you when you met... Who did you meet first, Brian?
Tony.
Tony.
Yeah.
How old were you when you met Tony?
18.
How old was he?
19.
How old was his little brother, Brian?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
So what was the relationship between you and Tony? Did you live with him?
Yes, we did.
Yeah?
Yes, we
Happy
did.
relationship?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay, and that's Tonya's dad.
Yes.
And then what about with Keoka? What?
It's either, I'm gonna be honest, like I said, because I don't have to lie about nobody, because I don't have to press nobody.
Right.
Keoka's father is either Tony or...
You didn't have sex with Brian?
I didn't have sex with Brian. I got drunk, Brian took the cookies.
So you're saying that you were in a relationship with Tony and you were drunk one time and that's when you had sex with Brian.
But Tony was not in my life at that time.
Oh, Tony had left.
Tony was gone. I had put Tony out. Tony and me was not together.
Why did you put Tony out?
Because he wasn't no good for me. He was cheating on me, did things to me too. Everybody acts like everybody was so perfect but me. We all make mistakes. I am not a perfect person, but I made my mistakes. I apologize for my mistakes, but things happen.
All right, let's take a break. I want everything to calm down because when we return, we will meet the brothers, Tony and Brian, and we'll reveal the DNA results. Stay tuned. We're back with Keoka, Tonya, and their mother, Lillian. Now, over 30 years ago, Lillian had sex with these two men, Tony and Brian, their brothers. Today, Kiana and Tonya are desperate to find out which of these two men are their fathers. Now, before we meet Tony and Brian, let's hear what they had to say about Lillian and the situation that they're in.
I need to know if Tonya and Keoka are my biological daughters.
I need to know once and for all if Tonya or Keoka are my biological daughters.
I was only 20 years old when I had a relationship with Lillian. When I met her, she was pregnant with another man's child and married.
I was only 16 years old when I slept with Lillian, and I really didn't know any better. I met Lillian over 30 years ago, and she was dating my brother at the time. I admit, I was having sex with her, and it didn't mean anything to me.
I believe I am Tanya's father because I pay child support and I am on her birth certificate. I'm not so sure about Keoka.
One of Lillian's family members told me I might be Keoka's father. When I confronted Lillian, she got real upset and told me to never bring it up again because I am not Keoka's father.
I never thought about Keoka being my daughter, especially since Lillian slept with every man that she met. Just a few years ago, I found out that my brother Brian and Lillian had an affair behind my back. Ever since my brother found out that I know that he had an affair with Lillian, he has avoided me like the plague.
I hope today all issues will be resolved.
After today, I hope this issue will be resolved once and for all.
Okay. Now, I should tell you that these two brothers haven't seen or spoken to one another for over 3 years. So it's time to meet Tony and Brian, who may or may not be the father of Keoka and Tanya. Please welcome Tony and Brian. Okay, so Tony, you were in a relationship with Lillian for how long?
Right around 3 years.
2.
Right around 2 years.
2 years, get it right.
2 years.
2 years, because I put him out.
So, Brian, when were you seeing or having sex with Lillian then?
Well, I was just turned 16. My brother and Lillian were living down the hall because I was living with my mother at the time, right down the hall in the same apartment building. And that's when this happened.
Were you both having sex with her, but around the same time?
No, we was not.
Yes.
I didn't even
One
know that
time.
I didn't even know
He
they were
wasn't
having
even
sex.
Hang on,
with me.
let's hear
So
from
he's a
the...
liar.
Okay, Lillian, instead of calling everyone else liars and not allowing them to
One
speak...
time. One time.
Why don't you let them speak?
Well, then it must not have been that good because I don't remember but one time with Brian. Anyway.
Do either of you know if either of you are the father of either of these girls?
I know Tanya's my daughter. I've always recognized her as my daughter.
Why? How do you know that?
Because I was with nobody else but him.
I guess a man has intuition just like women do. I know that's my daughter.
But from what I hear, this would be the 3rd time you've actually clapped eyes on her in her entire life.
No, there's more than that. When she was, before she was a year old, before she even started walking, I had taken her for a year when I moved to Waterbury.
6 months.
Why did you take her?
Because I went to the hospital to go. That's when I found out I was pregnant with Keoka. I was living on Edgewood Street.
Okay.
I found out I was pregnant with Keoka. I was at the doctor's office, and he kidnapped my daughter for 6 months.
How could you be? How could you?
I didn't get to see my daughter for 6 months.
Why did you take her
Because
away?
of the lifestyle. Well, you know, I used to
Because
take
I didn't
time.
want to be with him.
What
Good
lifestyle?
Lord, Jesus.
What lifestyle are you talking about?
Well, I used to take Tanya on the weekends, and then it came to, I mean, because it was a hard life, and they didn't have a good childhood.
So let me just ask, Brian, when's the first you heard that Keoka could be your daughter?
About 25 years ago, I was told by Lillian's sister that Keoka is your daughter.
Was Lillian a good mother in your mind?
How would he know? He was not there.
Well, I'm asking...
I wouldn't let her raise a goldfish.
Why?
He can say what he wants.
Why?
Like I
You
said,
were
if he's
begging
such,
to
if
get
they're
back
such
with
great
him.
father, these are supposed to be good role
I'm not a
models,
great
right?
father,
If he's
but I'm
such
not
a
an
great father,
but I'm not an abusive
37
one.
years.
I am not an
How do we
abusive
know?
one.
You 37 years. You was never there. So how would know what kind of father you are?
Hey, look,
37 years. 37 years. If you had an inkling that Keoka was your child, you said 25 years ago, why you did not come in her life and talk to her?
I just
25
told
years?
you.
I'm not talking
If you
to
would've-
talking to
if
him.
you would've stood
You're talking
still-
to him.
Why you
You're
didn't
talking
come
to
and
you.
get me?
Why you ain't come and get her 25 years
Why
ago?
didn't you come get me,
Why
Daddy?
you ain't come and get her 25
Why,
years ago?
Daddy?
You knew it was a possibility that she could be yours. 35 years later, here you come.
Okay,
Come
hang
now.
on. Why didn't you come and get your daughter once you knew there was a chance she was your daughter? Why not come get her?
Why? This awesome junk.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make light of the situation, because there's some This is really,
like I said, 25
really
years,
over
35 years, hello.
This is really over the top. At the end of the day...
You don't think people are being honest?
At the end of the day, these 3 people may or may... I want a maternity test, too. But anyways, these 3 people...
if I wasn't your mother, I'd be mad.
Yeah, I hear you.
These people are supposed to be role models. And I understand this all happened when they was young. Okay, but when Brian and Tony entered back into my life, I have had great conversations, great honesty. With Brian, I feel so loved. Like, I miss that. So I'm angry as hell at Brian that he didn't come get me. Because I was not loved. I was not loved by my mother. I was loved by another man who wasn't my father, but never did I ever feel love from my mother. And
but
she
I
could
fed
sit
you,
up
I
there
told
and
you,
say
raised you,
that I'm
changed your
angry. She could say
bathed you, did everything for you, so how you didn't feel
okay,
love?
but where my daddy?
Who knows?
That's exactly
But I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
That's your problem.
The last one.
All right.
I'm not the first or the last one.
Just a minute, Lillian. Kyoka, before we get... We're going to come to those results. You're saying who's your daddy. Is there anything finally you want to say to your mother? I don't know what the DNA test results are going to say.
I want to say there's no need for you to be angry and continue to lash out. When this situation is to find out who my father is, we've all now admitted for the first time that I don't know who my father is and neither do you. Why are you so angry about everything else?
This ain't the first time you heard this.
Well, why am I looking for
how do you know
my
because you need to. You're 35.
Why did I call Trisha? You're my mother. You're supposed to protect me.
I didn't know.
You don't protect nobody.
I didn't know.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I didn't know. For what?
Let's find out.
So what? I told you I didn't know.
This is 24-year-old Connie. Now, Connie is engaged to this 44-year-old man, Jesus, and they have 2 children together. Now, before getting pregnant, Connie was caught cheating. During that rough time, Connie says she confessed to all of her wrongdoings in hopes that she could be forgiven. Well, today, Jesus hasn't forgiven or forgotten. In fact, he now insists Connie cheated more times than he knows about and claims both of their kids are not his biological children. First, let's hear Connie's story.
I want to prove to my fiancé, Jesus, that he is the father of my 2 children, Alexia and Eli. I admit that I have cheated in the past, but not now. I'm a changed woman. Jesus and I have been together for 6 years. How could he do this to me? He's my everything. Because I cheated on Jesus in the past, he believes our 2 children are not his. When I was pregnant with the kids, he had left. He was there with Alexia, but he wasn't with Eli. I was all alone. I love him with all my heart, and I want him to believe me and to trust me and us to be a happy family. Jesus, I can't take it anymore. You are the kid's father.
So, Connie, tell me, why are you here today? What's your main reason?
I'm here today to prove to Jesus that he is the kid's father and that he needs to step up and be a father, and I have been faithful to that man.
Oh, okay. Now, okay. So, you've got 2 children. Is he denying both of them?
He's denying Alexia and Eli. He is the father of both of those kids.
You said you admitted you cheated on him, right?
Yes, I admitted that I cheated on him in the past.
How many times?
2 times I had cheated on him in the past. And I had told him about it. I had been faithful since then. I'm tired of him to keep on going on, putting mind games in my head. I'm tired of everything. I'm so tired of it. He's putting me down. He's calling me names. He's calling me a bitch. He's calling me a whore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of going through it. His 2 kids. I'm tired of it.
So let's go through step by step. He insists that every time you have an argument, one of you takes off and then you turn up pregnant. True? That's what he says.
One of us take off and I end up pregnant?
Yeah.
He took off and left me by myself.
For how long?
With Alexia. Alexia was 3 months old. I was pregnant with Eli. He's the one that freaking left. Stepped out on my beautiful children, left us. We have nothing.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Now, your aunt's been there the whole time.
He's a deadbeat. He needs to step up and be the damn father of these damn kids. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being a bitch. I'm tired of being a whore. I'm tired of being everything. I'm tired of it.
Have a seat. I think it's time we actually hear what's happening on the other side of things. So let's meet 44-year-old Jesus. I think it's time we actually hear what's happening on the other side of things. So let's meet 44-year-old Jesus. Jesus, do you trust Connie?
No.
No, why not?
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Oh, no. Okay.
When?
He's never cheated. Within the 5 years we've been together, he's always been honest.
Why do you doubt these two children?
Like I said, like she said, she went to a club.
Right.
Well, we went to a club. Where the hell she go? I went to the bathroom. I come back, she's gone.
Right. How long was she gone for?
2 hours.
Your partner goes missing in a club for 2 hours.
Yes.
You don't look for her?
Yes, I went looking for her.
Oh, and where did she turn up?
I didn't know. I couldn't find her, so I sat on the chair just waiting for her to show back up.
So and she showed back up?
Yes, and I asked her where she's at. She's in the bathroom.
For 2 hours? And tell me about the second child. Why is there doubt about...
Because it's a pattern.
Oh, you had another argument or something?
We had another argument. She takes off for a whole day again.
Right.
And a week later...
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant again.
You gonna tell me that baby don't look just like you?
Now, you need to mind your
You gonna tell me that babies don't look like you? You know why
diapers,
you know
when
what?
you pay
You
diapers,
are so insecure.
I pay my rent.
Who's on the birth certificate?
Me, not her.
He's on the birth certificate.
So why is he on the birth certificate?
Be the father that you need to be instead of leaving it with me.
Why put your name on the birth certificate if you doubt both children?
I doubt, yes, there is the doubt. But
Yeah.
today we're going to find out. And if they're not, so they get off my birth, I'll keep my name out.
You take them out.
Okay, but he pays $95. He pays $95 a piece on them a month.
Let me ask you why
Are
you
you
are so
working?
insecure.
Just a minute. Are you working?
I'm not insecure.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just got
are.
people like you jumping in people's life like mine.
I have to.
You
That's
have to.
my daughter and those are my grandkids.
She needs to mind her...
For her.
She needs to mind her business.
Oh, okay. What will change? Well, we've got two things here. We've got a DNA test and we've got a lie detector test. So let me ask you some questions. I do not know what the results are. What would you do if either of these children weren't yours, since you love kids?
If they were not mine,
Yeah.
I'll still support them.
What happens if they're both your children? Are you going to stick around and mend this relationship, or
Yeah,
split
we'll
up
work
and
it,
parent
yes.
apart?
We'll go to counseling and I'll work it out.
All
Of
right.
course I will.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, I will. I'm a man. I'm not a kid.
happens?
I am not a kid.
What happens if
But-
both kids are yours and she has cheated?
Well, then I guess I get a free pass to go cheat.
No, cheat. But you love me. I was young. I made a mistake.
You said
I was
you love
young.
me.
I made a mistake. He
Now,
left
yeah.
me. He
Listen.
left me.
Oh.
He left me out of the blue.
Hang on, just a minute. Just a minute. I can start seeing why he would doubt you. When he leaves you, you feel you can go off with somebody else.
Exactly.
I can see why.
No, but I haven't.
You have. Let's find out.
Now-
Let's find out.
Thank you.
So, who wants to open the DNA results for Alexi?
Let him do it.
Oh.
Since
Do you
I'm
want to
not
do
the
it?
father.
Find out. Who wants to open the DNA results for Alexi?
Let him do it.
Oh.
Since
Do you
I'm
want
not
to
the
do
father.
it? Find out. DNA test says she is your daughter. Lexi's your daughter. All right.
Thank you. You pick your game up.
All right, sit down.
What about that?
So the little boy Eli, let's find out. You can frame that.
Thank you. I'm gonna put this mug on Facebook. Oh, he's not the father? What you said?
And Eli is your son.
There you go. Now you know the truth.
That doesn't be a father.
How do you feel about
No,
that
we aren't finished yet. We aren't finished yet. Well, since Jesus had severe allegations about Connie cheating, we did give Connie a lie detector test to determine whether or not she was having sex with any other man around the time she got pregnant. So, Connie sat down with Tim Acosta, our private investigator, and polygraphed. We love Tim, and Tim loves the truth. So, Tim, are we ready?
Yes, Tricia.
These are Connie's lie detector results. I don't know what they are. We're about to find out if she was lying or telling the truth. Connie, we asked you, did you have sexual intercourse with someone other than Jesus around the time you got pregnant with either of your children? You said no. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Connie was being truthful.
We asked Connie, have you cheated with anyone that Jesus doesn't know about? You said no. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Connie was being truthful.
Lie detector test.
I need her to sit her butt ass down.
Okay, just a minute.
That's another thing.
Okay, just a minute. Have a seat. Have a seat, Angela. For the health of yourselves and for your children, you need to stop, excuse my French, pissing around and step up.
There you go. Yes!
You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, she, at the moment, if she is a support for Connie, then she needs to be there. But what I'm saying is, again, coming back to 2 healthy children, which may have given you issues about parentage and what have you, you need to guard those children, not just their physical health, but their mental health. So what I'm saying is, never mind I can go and cheat with someone else. You both need to take care of your own health when having sex and being around your children. And anything less than that, I consider abuse. You hear me? You hear me loud and clear? Yes, this is a television program. I have now got 27 years odd of mental health background, health issues, parenting charities, all of that sort of thing. So whatever the program is, whatever we're doing with lie detectors and DNA, if that's the strongest message I can give anyone on this show, that is the message I'm giving the both of you while you are here, while you are silent. You will take care of those children's lives.
Of course, those are my babies.
We'll be right back. See you in a moment. So, Tanya. Okay, sweetheart, sit down.
When you call them second, they don't have a daddy. I know how this works. When they don't call me second, I don't got a daddy. So I'm about to leave here with no damn daddy.
Let's do this. Stay strong. Stay strong. Okay. All right. Stay strong. We don't know. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Tanya, just hold on, because I want to deal with this.
My daughter's sister.
All right. Tanya, these are your results. Do you want to open them?
You my dad.
I know that.
Hold my hand tight. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Tony is your father.
There was no doubt.
When they told me you said
what I'm saying.
I've never said that. I've never denied
They told me you said that.
I never denied time.
That might not be the truth.
That's a lie.
All right. So,
I need that.
why do you need that?
I'm putting that on Facebook.
No, I'm about to say I'm keeping that.
Yes, Brian.
Before we read this one, I mean, I just need everybody to know and understand that I owe my brother an apology for not being stronger. I also really need people to know, listen, being young doesn't make you stupid, but I owe my brother an apology, and I'm sorry whether they're both my nieces or Kyoka's my daughter. I'm sorry they went through the life they did, because I know what it's like, and I'm so sorry.
Let's find out. Kyoka, do you want to open this?
I know what it says.
Do you want to open it or should I open it?
Go ahead.
Shall I open it? You want to open it with me? I don't know what it says, sweetheart.
I hope for her sake it's one of them. I'm honest. I'm being honest. I hope it's one of them so that she can have peace in her life. I love my kids with all my heart. I am not the perfect person in life, but I'm all right with my life. That one time made a baby. That one time. But me too. When I saw her, I told her that one time, though. I promise you, I swear on the Bible. One time.
I do that. They look alike.
Yeah.
They look alike.
Everything.
really appreciate everything you did for me.
Okay, all right. All right, listen, what I wanted to say. Okay, you have been through a lot, and both of you have been affected. You're kind of the avoider. You're kind of doing the anger for both of them. I know you said you wanted an apology from your mother. I don't know if you got it. There seems to be a huge discrepancy. You hear what I'm saying? A huge difference in the way you see the past. Am I right? Do you think they're blowing it out of proportion?
But I have apologized to my kids over and over because I did make a mistake in my life.
Do you think what they've told us they went through, do you think it's all true? Do you think they're blowing it?
Yeah, it had to be, because she would not lie to me. She would not lie to me.
I have done more for my mother than any of her kids. She reached out to me.
And I have done more for you than any of my kids.
You reach out to me.
And you reach out to me. You have done
I take care of myself. I don't want or need for nothing. And the bad thing about that is that I put a wall up from everybody. Yeah. I isolate myself from the entire world, which is not good. And as long as she's in my life, I'll be in hell. And I kicked her out my life until they begged me to let her back in. She's out, she's gone. And the day she comes back in, I will whoop on her like the color purple.
And I will show you how a mother will fight back. Get out my face. Get out my face. You better get out my face.
She's funny. All right.
You're funny.
Hi, Daddy. Let's go, Daddy.
Today, we've heard a lot of blame in regards to people's unhappiness. So here's the question of the day for you. Did someone make your childhood hell, and to this day, they deny they did anything wrong? Or are you being accused of ruining someone's childhood and you'd like to set the record straight? Well, if so, call us at 1-855-4-TRISHA. We'd like to hear your story. And I'd like to thank you for watching today. There will be more truth tomorrow, so we'll see you then.